Hola, mi amigos y familia. Here's my weekly update. Caesar and I clearly are still in the same place. We are still in this small apartment in Panama City. I think we may actually be in the world's possibly longest and strictest quarantine or lockdown, whatever you want to call it. So for anyone who's not familiar with what's happening here, most of Panama now only has curfew. But for Panama City and Panama Oeste, which is the western edge of the canal, on the other side from the main city, we're in a really strict quarantine. I'm not sure, but I think Colón might also be in quarantine. I don't know. Anyway, so women are only allowed to leave the house for a total of 6 hours a week, 2 hours on each of Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The time at which you're allowed to leave is determined by the last digit on your ID card. So for citizens or permanent residents, that's their celular, the national ID card, and for those of us who don't have such a card, it's our passport. So I have to take my passport with me when I go to the supermarket. Men are allowed to leave the house a total of 6 hours a week, 2 hours each of Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So really strict, like you're not allowed to even just go out for a walk outside of those days and times. It means that Caesar and I can't leave together, which is difficult because my Spanish is rudimentary. The lessons are coming along quite well. To try and stay positive and keep depression at bay and have a positive outlook, we have a really good routine which includes a pretty good cardio workout every morning. Well, we have 5 days on, 1 day rest. But cuando yo camino en mi casa, yo me siento como la rata en la jaula, en una rueda de ejercicio. I do not like it. And so I do a couple of yoga poses after my cardio workout and then jump in a cold shower. I think because here in a tropical country, the sunrise and sunset happens pretty much the same time every day. Each day feels the same, day after day. And now 12 weeks of being in an apartment in a city where you can't really leave much, and we don't. It feels like Groundhog Day to the extreme degree. The routine is the same, the day is the same, the climate is the same. I'm just so thankful that we have a really, really nice apartment here with a beautiful outlook over the Pacific Ocean and an ever-changing scenery of birds and clouds and ocean surface. We still notice a big swell running south to north up through the bay here, and I know that there are waves out there breaking and we can't surf them. I have no good news to offer this week because we have been unable to go to immigration. We have been unable to even make an appointment to go to immigration and file our visa. I really do hope that that will happen next week. At least an appointment will be made. On Tuesday, a doctor will come and visit us in our apartment to do some health checks for our visa application and also for some health insurance, an application. We need to sort that out. Until we have a permanent residency visa, we're going to need some kind of health insurance. I keep finding so here's just some random thoughts about, actually I'm just going to get something, I want to show you this. Carrots. Some randomness for you. In New Zealand, when you buy carrots, you buy them in a bag and you put them in the fridge and they will last about a couple of weeks, maybe even 3 weeks if you got them super fresh. But we bought these on Tuesday. It is now Sunday, and already this carrot is starting to get quite soft and they're starting to get little brown spots on them. I swear the carrots here only last about 3 or 4 days. It's the weirdest thing. It must be because they're a different kind of carrot. The carrots here are different. In New Zealand, particularly in winter, the most common vegetable that's in season will be broccoli. We're used to eating a lot of broccoli. It's pretty hard to find a decent head of broccoli here that's at a decent price, but what we can find all the time, which is awesome because I love them, are leeks. and they can be really, really big, but not as big as New Zealand, and quite often you find leeks that are a lot smaller, so you use a lot more, and the flavour is, oh, so good. So I'm liking that. Here's another random thought. Crossing the road, because in New Zealand we drive on the left, here in Panama they drive on the right. I'm having to make a very conscious reminder every time I cross the road to look right, not left. I'm looking in the wrong direction, and I find myself almost stepping out in front of traffic every now and then. Rather stupid, but I think I'm getting the hang of that. It's a surprisingly difficult thing to change the way you do when you've been doing it for 50 years and suddenly it's different. My last random thought to end this video. I've discovered one of the big advantages of wearing the masks, which we have to legally are required to wear everywhere, every time we go out of our apartment building. And we found some N95 masks, which is super cool. I've got a wee small stash of those, so we're sweet as for masks now. But when you wear a mask, it's occurred to me that I have a tendency to talk to myself quite a lot, and people can't tell now. I can talk away, I can have the most wonderful conversations as I'm wandering off to the supermarket, and no one knows. Okay, so that makes me quite happy. When we first got into quarantine, I wasn't very good with being careful what I was eating. I'm like, food is one of the few pleasures I am allowed, and I am going to eat the ice cream and the chocolate, so I did. So I have some issues with my blood sugar over the years, and I'm having a blood test on Tuesday, so for the last couple of weeks or so I've been more careful, and I haven't bought any chocolate or ice cream, and I'm starting to get a lot more careful about cutting out sugar from my diet. Currently I have cut out all sugar, absolutely, and white rice and potatoes as well. So in the evening I really do like to have a cocktail or two to relax. It's my treat for getting all my work done, and I've discovered, or I've made up a new cocktail. I'm going to show this to you next. My biggest thing about this was it be refreshing and absolutely sugar-free, and I can attest that it is delicious. So I'll leave you with that, and I'll see you all next week, guys. Bye. So I'm going to start with putting a little slice of cucumber into a little glass. I'm going to squeeze in a pretty good sized half of a lime, not too much lime. I really should get a lime squeezer, but I mean, we're supposed to be here temporarily. I don't want to buy a bunch of stuff, but I keep buying a bunch of stuff. We're not going to fit in our suitcases when we have to leave. That's a problem. But the leaving, who knows when that's going to happen. Okay, I'm going to put some mint leaves in here. So I've got cucumber, fresh squeezed lime, a bunch of mint. I'm going to be pretty generous with the mint because I like mint. Mint is good. Okay, that'll do. A muddler. Well, you know, what I've got is this. Not a proper muddler, but it does the job. I want to really smash up some of that cucumber so I get all of that delicious cucumber freshness happening there. That'll do. Ice. Gin. What is this? 1.5 ounces. Top it off with some soda water all the way up. Give it a stir. And here you have a very refreshing, very fresh tasting, delicious, sugar-free summer cocktail of some description. Yeah, the only problem is it's actually really good, so you just got to slow down. Done.